Hey, Wen.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Eh, Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, I think it's early morning for you.
Yep, yep, 9 o'clock.
Uh,
Not
uh,
too early.
not too early, not too early. So it's great to have you here. Just for all, uh, we have honestly before that, I just want to say this is the first. I have done so many podcasts and so many interviews with athletes. This is my first time with a racer. So I'm really excited to have Yuven Sundaramoorthy with us. He's a talented racer from the US, and he's making waves in the world of motorsport. I've seen the website, I've seen the profile, I've seen saw your journey, and one of the best thing is you just made history as one of the first racer of Indian descent to win a race at IndyCar. I think that itself is a great achievement for Indian racer. I think that is pretty exciting, honestly speaking, and just love the way carry yourself on the track and around the car and everything. So there's so many things to talk about you, UN, but just wanted to start with one thing. Is like first come first. How come racing? You're born in US, went to China, came back to US, and typical Indians and Indian parents and everything, they put you to computer science and have a different life, but you chose to be a racer. How did that happen?
Yeah, I still ended up doing the computer science too. I got my my 4-year degree in computer science at University of Wisconsin. But no, it's in China we got to go to a race, and from there I just immediately loved it, and I think most people who go to a race did, and just kind of started from there. And my parents have been so supportive, which is the best part, and that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to get more of the Indian community to realize there's like really there's a lot more out there, and you just kind of need to
Right.
go for it.
And how was the whole support from the parents? It's like when you said I want to be a racer, there's a risk, there is adrenaline, there is fame, there's glamour. Everything comes together as a package, but it's a very tough journey. It's not an easy journey. So how was that thing when you actually spoke to your parent that I want to be a racer?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like they were super supportive from the beginning, but obviously we both had no clue, right? Neither of us had any experience in racing. So it was like, what do we do? How do we do this? So I know it was from the start they agreed. They were like, yeah, this is cool. Let's try it. Obviously not realizing how much of a commitment it was, but no, they were super supportive from the start, and that's kind of what led it and what made it possible.
Excellent, excellent, man, excellent. And from there to now, I think you just heard the incredible news about the podium finish at Illinois. I think that is one of the big milestones in your journey. From where you're just 21, right? It's like and the life has just started. The whole journey has just begun. But that podium at Illinois itself is a big milestone. Uh, and how actually just a feel about going to the podium? How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, and I was super happy to get the first one there in Gateway, and I just actually got this past week my second podium, second place finish in Nashville. So no, it's huge, and it's hopefully just the start of something bigger. And next year, I'm hoping to come back and start winning some races. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm sure that's going to happen. Is more and more races are there, and more podiums are going to come your way. And I'm sure it's like sitting in India, we are more of a F1 fans, but and don't follow the whole journey down. But I think this is something that is catching up so much in India as well with the youth. They are really excited about thing in my house. My kids are about the whole motor racing as a sport. I think it and uh, we have seen very few Indians in the whole circuit. It's like when you talk about India, you all talk about Chandok and you talk about Naren Karthikeyan, and nobody else comes to your mind. And then suddenly we hear about UN and making these kind of waves. So, uh, how does the whole season look like? This is just a start for you, and how does the season look like for you?
Yeah, so the season just ended. This was the last
Oh,
race of the season
okay.
last week. Yeah, so now it's off season, so now it's just working out, preparing, and getting ready for next season. This was my first year in the series, so it was my rookie year. So it was all learning, right? No big expectations next year. it's my second year, so it's got to go in with bigger expectations and hopefully get some bigger results.
Yeah, so I think the ending the season on the bang was a big statement that came from you, and I think that is something that sets a tone for the season that comes your way. Uh, but you, just as a now, as you said, the off season has started as a racer and a professional athlete, right? It's a finally professional athlete. Uh, what kind of precautions that you take, or what kind of routine that you have, typical routine, because you are, as you said, computer science, you like robotics, you are working on few causes that you really feel fond of, like cancer, autism, and those kind of causes that you really fondly work on. So, what is the training that you actually do in the this off season that really sets you be ready for the season to come?
Yeah, so I mean, it's super huge training in the off season. People don't really realize it. I mean, IndyCar compared to Formula One, right? There's no power steering, no assists or anything like that. So it's super important to stay strong and stay ready. So I work with a company called PitFit, and they specialize in motorsports training. So that's mainly what I do in the off season, and then also just kind of doing keeping busy. That's a big part too. I mean, there's practices, so there's a couple practices in the off season, but when I'm not doing that, I kind of have to figure out something to do. And this question here about doing Wisconsin winter sports, I try to stay as busy as possible. I'm a big snowboarder, big skier, so I do stuff like that, and I wanted to get into snowmobiling a little bit more, but it's apparently a little too dangerous. So
Oh, you
I like to do stuff
coming
like that.
from a racing driver, calling snowboarding little more dangerous. It's just like it's a, but yeah, but do you use this off season to be ready with few more strategies for the season to come? How do you work on, because it's not only physical, it's a mental game, physical game, it's a strategy game, what you go through. So how do you work on those strategies?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, and it's stuff that I need other professionals, to help me out with, right? Because I do as much as I can, but I'm not going to know everything, especially in this different sides and different aspects of stuff that I don't know. So just kind of getting as much help as I can and everything like that, and do mental training, like neurocognitive training and reflex training and stuff like that is huge. So just kind of as much as I can, and it ends up working out well in the end.
Nice. And how much of your training happens on the simulator versus the real car in the off-season period?
Yeah, so some people really like simulator training. Some people swear by it, do it a lot. I've never been a super big simulator racer. But I mean, it's always there. It's nice to kind of understand where the tracks go and stuff like that if it's a new track.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan. Some people are though, so it depends on the person.
Okay. But and you prefer to do your own Reiki and own mental map rather than focusing on the simulator. I think
Yep.
and you like to stay human than
Yeah,
the
yeah.
living in the machines. I think it's a different way to look at it when the whole world is like looking at simulator. This, I want that, and everything. We have seen the movies that the sim racer coming on the track as well, right? Uh, so I think it's a good to know. But as you just mentioned, right now there are a few months of off season that you will have, and you need to find ways to keep yourself busy when you're not training, either mentally or physically, and all those things. But what keeps you motivated, and what what to say? What things that you define for yourself so that you always have the optimum performance the way your car should have it, you have it yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to set little goals, right, the whole way through, and that's a huge thing. And this off season, I'm setting my off season goals, and during the season you set your in season goals, right? It's the same thing. So I just gotta kind of, tell myself I want to be here, I want to be here, and then keep working forward from there, and that's kind of the goal.
Perfect. And whenever I talk to athletes, right, I always ask about the three things, what it means to them. I call it aim, aspiration, inspiration, and motivation. What do these three words mean to you? And who is your aspiration? What is your aspiration? Who is your inspiration? And what's your motivation?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great saying. I've never heard that before, but it definitely is the perfect saying for it. My aspirations to make it to IndyCar, right? It's to be on the top step, and that's obviously the goal. My inspiration from when I started has always been my parents, because they're my inspiration through all of this too. So, but also Nico Rosberg has been my hero when I started racing. So It was always my goal to kind of, be at the top level like he was. And then the motivation is, just I love doing it. It's something that I enjoy doing, so I gotta keep doing it, and that's the goal.
I think it's a wonderful put in. I think it's about there is one hero that idol you want. There's a parents who are really inspiring you, and you more keeping it motivated because you just love it. And very few, it's 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 if you get to do what you love. I think that's one of the best thing that you can do. I think, and you are living that thing. I think it's a great way, great composure that you have. So I think this also sums up about kind of influencer person in your life is your parents and the Rosebud. So I think it's a that also could be a good combination about what has inspired you. But at the same time, racing is something for the aspiring racers, or even you are at the early stage, right? Racing is not a sport that can be picked up by anybody. It's a costly sport. It has got a different infrastructure requirement, all those things, right? How do you get ready to follow a sport which has so many outside support system requirements?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's not. Wait, sorry, say that one more time. I didn't think I fully understood the question.
No, no. So what I'm trying to say here is the sport that you are part of is needs a lot of support system because it's an investment heavy sport. A
Yep.
lot of money goes into training and cars and all those things, right? How do you think that any aspiring racer could get ready for it or dream of being a racer only not from from going for a car to a race, but
Yep.
what kind of thing that they can think of that they want to follow it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, trusting in yourself, being motivated yourself, right? Because if you give up ever along the way, it's over. You have to be the one that keeps pushing and keeps focusing forward. And then obviously having a good support group behind you, having people who believe in you, having people who support you, that is huge. And it's stuff that you can't pay for, right? In the end. But no, it's just, always believing in yourself, always believe that you can get there. And then eventually one day you will.
I think very well said, very well said. And I think one of the few of the people who really play a role other than your family and the coaches, it is about the your agents or the team who supports you in the whole journey. They play a different role. They are mostly behind the scene, but they are the one who are I think uh, racing faster than you sometime to make you ready. So uh, when when you are on the field, what goes through in your mind when in those seconds that it's split of second decision making that happens, right? Very fast decision making. So how do you keep your mind calm at the same time adrenaline high to make sure that you go through that moment every time?
Yeah, I mean it's tough sometimes, especially if you're in a higher position than you're used to or whatever, but it's just kind of going back to the basics, going back to, breathing, everything like that, and that's kind of the important stuff because you can't let yourself get panicked because then that's when you start making mistakes and you lose focus and stuff like that. So it's just super important to always be kind of calm, focus forward and just, go back to the basics.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's keeping calm. So are you a big fan of yoga and meditation as well, which helps in this thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it more, especially after or for next year, this off season. I want to work on some stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it'll be pretty good.
Pretty good. Have you ever been to India and the circuits in India?
Yeah, yeah, I have. So I raced I actually won a race at the Madras Motor Club in Chennai.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so so yeah, so I think I hold the track record still there. So
Oh, nice.
that's pretty cool. But no, yeah, that was a number of years ago. I'd love to come back. It'd be cool to be able to do a race there again.
It will be great to have you in get to have you in India. It's like it is what the motor racing scene in India picking up with the Formula E coming in
Yep.
and Formula 4 coming and the street racing coming in. So I think the even the Indian market has understood the requirement for this sport, and it will be good to have you coming back and breaking your own track record. I think that will be amazing.
That'd be
Yeah. So even a couple of things, I think it's just a casual chat, right? So I just wanted to understand from you beyond racing and snowboarding, what defines you when?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'd say just kind of just always like being fluid. I'm someone who doesn't really get channeled tunnel vision to kind of do a bunch of stuff and figure it out from there. And that's it's important even in racing, right? Because there's so many different avenues you can go. There's so many different ways that you can do things, and it's important to kind of be super fluid and accept what happens, right? Something can go not your way, or something can go super your way. And I think that's my big strength, right? Is being able to kind of be fluid in that sense.
Nice, nice, nice. And just to have a different aspect to it, I know you're born in the US, you are complete American, everything, but finally the Bollywood doesn't take you go away from any Indian anywhere in the world. So a fan of any Bollywood's actor, actress, any kind of movie.
Oh no, you're putting me on the spot here. I don't know too much. I guess I have to get into it more. I haven't spent enough time, but maybe I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you after this off season.
Okay, and if after your retirement, after many years of lived a lot of accolades, who do you think? What will the name of your biography?
Oh no. That's it's always got to be the last thing in your career, right? That's got to be the name of your biography. So I'm still looking for it. I'm still looking for the
No,
title.
there is something that defines that might define you, and after many years. We are not saying right now. It's many years after retirement. What is that one word that can define you?
Oh, you got the good questions here. I don't. I like forward because it's also the state motto of Wisconsin, where I'm born. It's you go forward in racing, you move forward. So I like that one.
I think it sounds good. I think I've been to Wisconsin a few times. I used to live in the Bay Area, and I used to come to Wisconsin. I've spent some good time. I love that place, and I think always moving forward is something is amazing. And yeah, it's you just go a little bit to Milwaukee, and you see the whole Harley Davidson and everything. It's always the vibe is different in Wisconsin and that region. So. Just coming to the a couple of last questions, or probably a last question that before we wrap up. What is that you are really excited about in coming months, and what are the goals that you have for the season up ahead?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, it's all the off season coming up, and my goal is really just to put on as much strength as I can, put on as much muscle mass as I can, and really be prepared for the season. So, there's some good testing opportunities coming up, like practices, and my goal is, to just do as well as I can in those, and really learn from last year. That's the big thing. Like I said, last year was my first year, so this year's just all about learning, and then hopefully I can do that.
Onwards and upwards, mate. It is amazing what you have achieved, and there's a long way to go. And we will be rooting for you and looking forward to the whole journey. I think the determination, focus, what you show, and the composure. I think it's rare to find in 21 at that age. And kudos to you. Keep it up. I think it's great to have you here. And I have put you on spots for so many things. Do you want me to put on spot somewhere? No, I'm just kidding, man. It's wonderful to have you on this chat. It was a brief chat, but we would love to chat again, probably before the start of the season or sometime. And look forward to see you in person. I'll be in US soon, and look forward to see you as well. Best of luck,
Thank you,
and
sir.
wishing you all the best for all the races. Stay safe, be fast, be fearless, and go forward.
Will do. Appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you best, and have a great day.
Will do. You too. Bye.
Cheers. So, guys, it was amazing. It was young guy, just 21, right? Just 21, and have already achieved few things in his life, got his podium, and looking for the next season. It's great. It's not only about him being a racer and Indy Pro. He's looking forward to basically Indy Pros and many things that coming up. He's also the human side of him is very kicked about the whole cause towards cancer and autism and everything. So I wish him all the best, and I wish so many other youth to follow this kind of focus and achieve more and more. So thank you, guys. Thank you for joining him today for this live, and we will have another chat with another athlete soon. Thank you. Cheers.